So the first thing you need to do is reset the broadband connection.
Do you mean turn off the computer?
No, what I mean is you have to reset a button on your modem.
I'm not quite with you.
If you look at the modem, you'll see 3 lights. One of them is called Reset. Just next to that light, there's a button. You need to press it and hold it down for a few seconds, then the light will go off. Are you following me?
Oh, yes. I've got it. Thanks.
Now, if you still can't connect, you can try unplugging the cable from the modem. Does that make sense?
Let me just check that I've got it right. If it doesn't work, I need to unplug the cable.
That's right.
2.
I'm outside the station, but I don't know where to go next. You said I should take the first right, but there isn't a first right.
OK, I think you've come out the wrong exit. You need to go back, walk past the ticket office and go out the other exit, right?
OK. Right, I've done that, and I'm turning right.
Good. Now, this bit's a little tricky, but it's a shortcut and much quicker. Go into the block of flats on the left and walk through the garden in front of you. On the other side of the garden, there's a narrow corridor leading off to the right. You need to walk down the corridor. Did you get that?
Sorry, you've lost me.
OK, here's what you do. Go into the block of flats.
Yes, I've got that bit. Just go over what I do next.
Walk through the garden, then go down the narrow corridor on the other side.
Right. Got it.
And at the end of the corridor, you'll come to Hanover Street. We're number 20 on the left.
OK. See you in a minute then.
OK, so here's what you do. Open iTunes, then from the iTunes menu, choose Preferences and click the burning button.
Slow down. You've completely lost me already. What did you say?
Sorry, I'll go back to the start. Open iTunes.
Yes, I've got that bit. And then?
Then look at the Preferences menu. There are a number of buttons under that menu. I want you to click on the burning button. Are you with me?
Not really. I'm still looking for preferences.
It's in the drop-down menu at the top of your screen. The first item on the menu, starting from the left, is iTunes. If you open that, you'll see Preferences. Does that make sense?
Oh, yes, of course. Right, I've got it.
One.
Are you following me?
2.
Did you get that?
3.
Am I making myself clear?
4.
Does all this make sense?
5.
What did you say?
6.
Are you okay so far?
One. We're splitting the costs between ourselves and the training department. So what you have to do is add up all the costs for 1 day's accommodation, then divide it by the number of nights and code half of those nights to the sales department and the other half to the training department.
I'm sorry. Could you just go over that last bit again?
2.
So when you turn the temperature up to really hot, steam begins to come out of the iron even though you haven't turned it on to the steam setting. Have I explained the problem clearly?
3.
Right, so when you get to Highbury, cross the road, go past the bank and walk up along the side of the park. Take the first right, it leads you through the park, and there's a row of houses on the left. The party is in the garden behind the last house in that row, just round the back of it, so you need to walk round the side entrance.
Let me just check that I've got it right.
The linguist Noam Chomsky suggests that we are born with a set of rules about language in our heads. This is what we call the universal grammar. What Chomsky meant was, we are all born with the ability to form rules about grammar. Children don't just copy the language they are exposed to, they make rules about words, tenses, etc., and begin to produce new sentences all the time, sentences they have never heard before. Chomsky believes we are all born with the ability to do this. Sorry, let me explain. Children instinctively know the correct word order of their language, where to put the verb or noun in a sentence, for example. Good. Of course, this is different for different languages. However, many linguists disagree with Chomsky. They argue, for example, that we don't always speak grammatically. There is a difference between what we know and how we use language. What I said was, we don't always speak grammatically. There is a difference between what we know and how we use language. And this is what Chomsky's opponents have a problem with.
How did you like Istanbul?
Oh, it was wonderful. It's changed so much since I was there last.
Oh, I thought it was your first visit.
No, I worked there for a year once, about 10 years ago.
You worked there? How interesting. What were you doing there?
I was a secondary school teacher.
Really? That's amazing.
Yes, I had a fabulous time, but getting there was a nightmare. I decided to go by car from England with a friend of mine. We thought it would be an experience to drive right through Europe, and it was.
Oh dear, what happened?
We got as far as Amsterdam and parked the car on the outskirts of the city, then went sightseeing on foot. But when we came back to the car, we found someone sitting inside it.
No.
Yes, the car window was broken. But this guy was very polite, and he explained that he'd seen someone break into the car and run off with a lot of stuff. I had all my luggage in it to take to Istanbul, so he decided to sit inside the car to make sure nobody tried to rob us again.
So you're telling me that a total stranger sat there in your car till you got back?
That's right. And then he gave us directions to the police station and said he'd come in and explain what had happened in Dutch, because that would be easier for us. And when we parked outside the police station, he opened the door of the car and just disappeared.
You're joking.
It's true, honestly. I did get to Turkey in the end, though, but with only the clothes I was wearing.
One.
No, I worked there for a year once, about 10 years ago.
You worked there.
2.
I feel terrible.
Terrible?
3.
I've been promoted.
Promoted?
1.
I was in a circus once.
Really? 2. I love football. I could just watch it day and night.
Really?
1.
I was in a circus once.
2. I love football. I could just watch it day and night. One,
That's fantastic.
2,
Wonderful.
3,
How amazing.
4,
Great.
5,
How terrible.
6,
That's awful.
7,
Oh no.
8,
That's dreadful.
9,
I can't believe it.
10.
Incredible.
1,
That's fantastic.
2,
Wonderful.
3,
How amazing.
4,
Great.
5,
How terrible.
6,
That's awful.
7,
Oh no.
8,
That's dreadful.
9,
I can't believe it.
10.
Incredible.
You know Michelle and I have split up. I know. She told me she'd met someone else. They met at a wedding we went to a few months ago. Yes, I can't believe it. I introduced them because my friend Pete was on his own and I felt sorry for him. I put Michelle next to him at our table. Then I felt bad about making her sit next to him because it seemed to me she didn't like him at all. What upsets me is that she was actually pretending she didn't like him. I find that a bit dishonest.
One,
We've decided to emigrate to Australia.
2,
Guess what? I've won first prize in a photographic competition.
3,
Tim's not coming in today. His grandfather died last night.
4,
I can't believe Steve came first in the marathon. He's never ever run a marathon before, you know.
5,
Honestly, that's what happened. A great white shark jumped out of the ocean and landed on a boat.
1.
It's a very inspirational story. It really makes you think about how you deal with a situation like that. I mean, there's no way I could ever do what he did. I'd never be brave enough.
I agree, but then again, you never know how you'll react in a situation until you're actually in it, if you see what I mean. Anyway, look, I really must go. I'm going to be late for my class. Let's catch up soon. 2.
Honestly, it's great fun, and you get a really good workout too. It's a bit like aerobics, only with better music. And don't worry about not being fit. Nobody is.
I'm going along to a class on Wednesday night, if you want to join me.
Oh, thanks. Look, I'd better let you go. I've been keeping you talking for ages, but it sounds really interesting.
3.
And then I said, well, if you hadn't phoned me about it at the last minute, I would have been able to come. I mean, how can I get there in half an hour? It's ridiculous. Don't you think so?
I've got to go. I hope you make it somehow.
4. I hate the city in the summer. Either the weather is disappointing and miserable, or it's humid and too hot to do anything. There are thousands of tourists and everywhere is so busy. I mean, all I want is a bit of space, you know. But every inch of park is taken up with someone having a picnic or playing frisbee.
Yes, well...
No, give me winter in the city any day. I think that's what cities are for, being indoors. If you want to be outdoors, you should be in the countryside or by the sea.
I've just remembered. I'm meeting my cousin this evening. He's arriving any minute from Canada. Sorry, I must dash.
One.
Sorry, I've got to go.
2.
I'd better let you go now.
3.
It's been good talking to you.
4.
Nice to meet you.
5.
Let's catch up soon.
6.
Sorry, I must be off.
7.
I have to rush off now.
8.
Let's meet up again soon.
1. I'd love to carry on talking to you, but I'm in a huge rush. 2. I've got to go, sorry. 3. Sorry, I really must dash off. 4. I have to go, sorry, nice talking to you. 5. I'd better let you go. One. I'd love to carry on talking to you, but I'm in a huge rush. 2. I've got to go, sorry. 3. Sorry, I really must dash off. 4. I have to go, sorry. Nice talking to you. 5. I'd better let you go. Track 52. 1.
Look at Tina. I can't stand the way she always dominates every conversation. Oh, she's always doing that.
2.
I'll give you the link to my website. Let me find a pen and paper. You've got a moment, haven't you?
3.
It's so nice talking to someone else who likes opera. You've no idea how rare we are these days.
4. I know I'm in the minority, but I really do think we need to form a committee or something to try and discuss some of the issues in the college. 1.
It's not that I'm against having a street party, but I'm just a bit worried about how to make sure we don't get people from all over the city coming to it. Do you know what I mean?
2.
I'd love to hear about your experiences of working abroad.
Three. I can't decide whether to go to university at all. There aren't many jobs around for graduates anyway these days, so I'm not sure there's any point in going. Four.
I can't wait to go on holiday. It's been a really long term, and I'm exhausted.
One.
Let's go out for a pizza or something tonight. I really don't feel like cooking.
I don't mind going out, but I really don't fancy pizza. What about Italian food or Chinese?
I had Chinese food last night. How about that new Japanese place down the road?
Sounds good. Let's go there.
2. What should we get Marco for his birthday?
How about a CD? He's always interested in listening to new music.
The trouble is, he downloads all his music straight from the computer. He says he's got too many CDs lying around. He doesn't want any more.
Oh, here's an idea. A voucher. Then he can download a couple of albums.
I'd rather get him something for his new flat.
We could get him a toaster or something, I suppose.
3.
Do you feel like seeing that new Spielberg film?
What's it about? I'm afraid I'm not keen on horror films.
No, it's nothing like that. It's a drama. It's based on a true story about the war.
I'd prefer something a bit less heavy. Why don't we go and see a comedy?
Sorry, but I'm not mad about them. I tell you what, let's see what's on TV.
1.
Do you fancy going bowling?
2.
I don't mind going out.
3.
How about a CD?
1.
I really don't fancy spicy food tonight.
2.
I'd rather get a DVD.
3.
I'm sorry, but I'm really tired. I'd prefer to have an early night.
4.
I'm not keen on that idea. How about something else?
5.
I don't mind doing that.
1.
I really don't fancy spicy food tonight.
2.
I'd rather get a DVD.
3.
I'm sorry, but I'm really tired. I'd prefer to have an early night.
4.
I'm not keen on that idea. How about something else?
5.
I don't mind doing that.
Oh, is this the famous stadium? I'd prefer to see the city sights. Sounds good. What about tonight? Good idea. What about dinner? Yes, good idea. And then? That sounds great. But let's do something cultural on Sunday. Perfect. One.
Why don't we try that new fish restaurant at the weekend?
Two.
Let's go out tonight.
Three.
Why don't we go to the theatre? We could take the bus.
Four. I suggest we have a barbecue.